This is a message from your guides reading for Wild Menagerie. So I have 3 crystals that I drew for this reading, a couple of white stones, and then I have my sunstone here, which I'm going to use now to go ahead and set up some protective space. Okay, so I'll go ahead and show you these other two crystals. These are actually both clear quartz here, so I have this big stone here, and then I also have my pyramid here. Okay, so I'm gonna use my pyramid here in a second as well. But firstly, so you have I'm not sure if no, I think this is more than one guide, but this is not the usual guides who come in during your readings. In fact, I don't think I've ever felt any of these guides. This is not feeling like guides. This is feeling like more like a group, more like a group of beings that you have kind of attracted, but in a positive way. It almost feels more like your guides have kind of sort of recruited this group or allowed this group in. So more like your guides almost called on this group. And they're coming in specifically with the reading, but I was already guided before the reading. I already knew there was definitely going to be some clearing going on with this reading. Maybe even more so than actually reading. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go, but I know I'm going to be doing some clearing. So I'm assuming that these guides, beings are specifically helping you with that. I can still call them guides because in a sense they are kind of like temporary guides or almost what I call like in and out guides. So they're here with you for a specific purpose, but they weren't assigned to you like to help you through your lifetime like a general guide would be. Like a guide who's contracted with you. This is feeling more like a kind of extraterrestrial group. Even there's a kind of angelic feeling with this also. And they're coming in with a lot of white light. And white to me, typically that's associated with clearing. Purifying something, cleansing something. And then there's also this kind of like aqua or turquoise kind of bluish, really light bluish kind of color coming in. And specifically with this group, these two colors are coming in. There's also a lot of energy. They keep pointing out this specific area here. So this is a chakra that is between your heart and your throat chakra. A lot of people refer to this as the higher heart chakra. They're kind of correcting me with that, though. That is accurate. There is one in between there that's called the higher heart chakra. Okay, but I never work with 13 or 7 or whatever it is, just because in reading so many different chakras come up. Guides are always bringing up different chakras, or sometimes they're even creating a new chakra, or they're just adjusting a bunch of various different ones that I've never even come across. So I don't think of chakras as reflective of the physical body like most religions, most like spiritual religions do, or spiritual thought. They kind of think of it in relationship to our physical body. So we have 7 that correspond to that, or 13, or whatever it is. So they're saying, there's more in this area than only that one. There's a different chakra in there that they are specifically targeting. That there's really something to do with the throat chakra here. This is almost like a supporting chakra, it feels like. And this is having to do with the heart, and specifically like desires, things like this, manifesting things that you want, especially like desires, deep desires, things that you want to fulfill in your life, things that would be fulfilling, where you would feel fulfilled. By those things, or by doing those things. And then at the same time, your throat chakra as well is very connected to or supported by this chakra. So your throat chakra has a lot to do with will. Your throat chakra also has to do with creativity. But this is also feeling almost like divine will and divine expression, and knowing who you are and expressing yourself and your truth. All of those things really correspond to the throat chakra. What they're communicating is that this chakra has basically been kind of attacked your whole life. So you never really felt like you could express anything, and they're saying, like, even as a kid, even as a child and a teenager, so growing up, you were still feeling kind of confined, almost like there's a proper way to do things or a right way to do things, and this isn't the way, or this is the way, and you have to kind of fall in line with this, which they're saying that they've brought up in other readings. So with this reading, I feel like, again, they're going to be focusing also on clearing some of that, and also pinpointing some of the issues, like where the issues lie, as far as things like chakras. But they are saying that you know what some of the issues are, but until you clear more, it's harder to see more clearly, or to step out of those programmings more that don't serve you. Even if you see that they don't serve you, it's almost like you can't see a way out of them, because of this kind of fog of energy that's there, and thought forms that are there. So some of these need to be cleared out, and these are the areas to work on. And they're saying that if you direct energies to this area, it'll go to the right place. It'll go where it needs to go. Okay, so I'm also going to do some of that now, though. Okay, so I'm going to use my sunstone again here. So this is a solar plexus stone. And obviously, we think of the sun as something that's very energizing. It brings a lot of energy, a lot of vitality, strength, um, even other things like prosperity, things like that. A lot of positivity is associated with the sun. But even our solar plexus, you can almost think of it as a kind of little sun. It sort of charges the other chakras when it's working properly anyway. So this stone is associated with that. So yeah, there needs to be this sort of outward expression where things aren't contained and held in. And that's mainly what this chakra in here is doing. So since it's a supportive chakra of these two, what it's ended up more doing is the opposite. So it's almost containing these energies. And you've allowed that, where you're feeling very contained, where you allow other people to contain you or feel like they can. Or where they feel like, or you feel like they can tell you that you're stuck or that you have to continue to be stuck. So that's your choice, but you almost need to own that. And so that's something that they want to help you with. They want to help you with owning your choices and feeling like you're responsible for them in a way where you direct them. You direct them all, so you're not stuck in any situation. Um, they're also saying you're not stuck behind a person. I don't know exactly what they mean by that, but they're also even saying, or in like a supportive role for a person, or some of this might even be family. Some of this could even be like employers and things like that. I have a feeling it's kind of both. So a lot of this has to do with being your own person, feeling free to do so, feeling free to express. And if you can't feel that, then it's like, how are you going to be the artist that you want to be and allow that to divinely come through? So all the potential and everything is there. It's just a matter of letting it burst out. And they're saying that you could have this little switch and you see clearly and suddenly all that changes and you manifest what you want. So this can seem like this really big kind of complex daunting thing or task, that's always kind of eluded you, and you've always had this problem or these problems, and you've gone throughout your life with these certain beliefs, and you don't know how to remove them or how to see how to move around them and past them, and you don't know what to do, and you feel stuck. But they're saying that if there's just this small shift in perspective, which they're saying that there already has been in certain areas, and so those areas have drastically improved. But then there are the other areas where there's this kind of ongoing stuckness. But again, it feels like if you just remove this one small thing and your perspective shifts, it will shift in this very, very big way. So they're saying that it seems like the block is huge. But they're saying that if you just saw it accurately, it would be a very small thing to fix. So it's a matter of clearing yourself. Okay. So I'm going to focus on some clearing now. There's also some fears in here. There's definitely some fear blocking you from expressing yourself as well, but even that is almost causing you to hold on to this cloud more and hold on to these energies more and your perceptions or your beliefs more. So some of these beliefs, you view them as right to the point that you are afraid to release them. Because if you release them, that means you'll do the opposite of what they're saying. So there is this fear in doing that. So that's one thing that I'm kind of hitting on a little bit as I'm clearing. I'm kind of bumping into this energy that almost doesn't want to be cleared. Excuse me. A little bit. Okay, so I'm going to switch here to my crystal quartz pyramid. So this is automatically moving into the heart chakra area now. It's definitely time for you to clear this stuff though. No matter how long you've had it, even though you've had it, like your guides are saying, pretty much your whole life, even into some past lives, this energy is going. Not all of it, um, but some specific areas, some specific almost parts of this energy extend into past lives. But then a lot of this is also generated more here from childhood. And then it's just kind of continued throughout the lifetime. And so it's built up more and more. But no matter how long you've had it, it just, even the fact that this team is coming in right now, specifically designed to help you clear this, clearly you're meant to remove it and clear it right now. Clearly this is meant to happen soon and you actually have all the help that you need. Because these are also, like I said, these are guides that I've never sensed before, and this is what they're specifically coming in to help you with. So you're definitely not left alone in this process of clearing. You definitely have extra energetic help right now to give you this boost so that you're able to see clearly, so that you're able to remove what is there. But some of this work needs to be done energetically as well. You can even be calling on your guides also and this team, even though I don't have a specific name for them. But you can call on them to be clearing you and helping you. You can just say something general like clearing team kind of thing. And they know who they are and they're going to help to clear you with that stuff. And this just kind of gives them an invitation to do so even more. But I feel like already subconsciously you've definitely given them that. And that's also part of the reason that they're there and why they have access to be able to help you like this. Okay, so I'm going to switch now to my other uh, clear quartz here. So this energy is not really going to a specific place yet. It's just kind of tracing your whole energetic field. And I also feel like it's adding some protective energies as well. Whereas the other one, like I mentioned, it was specifically clearing things from the heart chakra. Okay, so now the energy is moving to the throat chakra. Okay, so you have some of these guides, this group that I've been mentioning, coming very close to you. They kind of are putting their hands on your shoulders here at your neck. So this is really indicating that this is definitely the main chakra. That they've been talking about this other one, but this is the main one, especially that's affected by that chakra. Even more so, it feels like than the heart chakra. This one is severely affected here. But it does feel like this one that they've been mentioning lower down needs to be cleared before this other one really can be. And there's just kind of a lot of pressure on this chakra to close in. But a lot of the beliefs are actually in this other chakra that they keep mentioning, the one that's between the heart and the throat. There's also this kind of raw feeling in there. That's the only way I know how to describe it. Like it's been contained for so long that it almost is feeling strained. So that would suggest some healing and some repair as well that needs to take place in this area. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my other clear quartz crystal here for a minute. Okay, so this one is going to the throat chakra as well now. Okay, so now the energy is moving down into this chakra between the other two. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my sunstone here. There are definitely some thought forms, I can tell you, in this chakra. So I'm definitely hitting into some thought form energies as well. So there's a lot of beliefs here in this chakra that need to release before you can see clearly, like they're saying, before you can manifest the things that you want. And that's why they're having me focus so intensely on these areas. And this team around you is taking all of this energy that's being released right now as I'm clearing, and obviously as they're clearing, since they're really directing all of the energies, I'm just sort of aiding with the visualizations that I'm doing. But it's more being guided or directed. So I'm not choosing the visualizations that I'm going to do, in other words. I'm just sort of seeing it as it comes through. But they're taking all of this energy as it's being released. And they're also sealing you as well and sealing these areas. Okay, so that is the end of this clearing. I'll say a little bit of reading, but mostly clearing as I kind of expected from what they were suggesting. Like I said before I even began, so thank you so much for allowing me to do this clearing for you. And as always, I truly hope that it benefits you. Namaste.